Hey y'all. I wanted to get on here real quick and talk to a group of people who feels like life has just been handing them a pile of ish. When things start to look good, something else comes around. When things start to turn and it looks like things about to get better, then another wrench is thrown inside of your life. I want to encourage you to just hold on. Do not give up. Trust that things are going to work out no matter what it looks like. We don't always see how the outcome of what we're going through turns, how it's going to turn out to be. All we know is we going through it. But I do want to encourage you as you're going through to work on your nervous system. Start breathing, inhaling and exhaling, because you don't want to get to the point to where anxiety is taking over and now you're anxious because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to figure things out. You got bills that's due, or whatever your situation is that's going on. You don't know how to make it make sense. So instead of calming yourself, sometimes our normal reaction is to panic. But I want to tell you, don't panic. Take a breath, calm down, and watch how things unfold. I would not be telling you this if this not was a part of my life. I just came out of cancer almost a good 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. And work slowed down for me. Everything in my life changed. When I say everything in my life changed, everything in my life changed. I could have lost my mind. I could have given up. I could have sent my children to live with somebody else. There's so many things I could have done. Instead, I chose to become settled in my situation. I chose to accept what was going on. And that's the number one thing, is accepting. Accepting that no matter how hard you may try today, whatever's going to happen tomorrow is still going to happen. And I don't want to start pinpointing things to say it could be this, it could be that. All I just want to say is just hold on. Just hold on a little while longer. When you feel like giving up, don't. When you don't know who to trust in, and you no longer relying on your own strength, that's a good thing. Because we carry too much in our heart. We put too much on our chest. We put too much on our body. And that's when strokes come, high blood pressure, all of these different things come, because we're trying to figure life out on our own. But God wants us to give it all to him. And I don't want you to feel like I'm preaching at you. I don't want you to feel like or you may not understand when I say give it to God. Giving it to God is all it is acknowledging where you are in your life, accepting it, and getting it out your hands. It's like, okay, there's nothing else I can do in this moment. There's nothing else I can do with this. God, I let go. And when you let go, you give God room to do what he needs to do. So instead of panicking, instead of trying to figure it out, take in a deep breath and let it out. Just breathe. Just breathe. And watch how things start to turn out for you. And it may not happen overnight. And most times it does not happen overnight. Your body has to get used to something. It has to get used to it. This is something new that you're building within yourself. So instead of panicking or trying to figure it out or trying to understand it, trying to make sense of it, don't try to make sense of it, because most of the time it's not going to make sense to you. But God knows exactly what he's doing. When he allows people to fall out of your life, your desires start to change. Your appetite start to change. Your body is now regulating itself into something new. And instead of crying about what you're going through, just surrender it. You might say, oh, Danielle, it's easy for you because da 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 da. You don't know my situation. You don't know my life. Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. It took me time to get where I'm at in my life. But the thing is, I never gave up on me. I never gave up on God. I never settled in my situations. I was like, okay, I'm going through this. It got to be a better way. When I was laying in that hospital for 3 weeks straight, y'all think bills stopped? You think my children still didn't need things? All of this stuff needed to be taken care of. I was in my hospital bed paying bills, making arrangements for my children. I still had to be a mom no matter what. I still had to show up no matter what. Whether the next day was going to be my last day, I was determined to show up until the end. And I thank God that I'm out of it. I thank God that I'm out of it. I'm still going through the residue of it. Everything is not where it needs to be yet. But that don't mean that it's not going to change. That don't mean I give up. That don't mean I lose hope. Because if God can deliver me, heal my body from cancer, what's a light bill? What's a car note? What's a water bill? Come on, y'all, think about it. The things that we're stressing over sometimes are small. And if you feel like your bills are getting to be too much, start making arrangements. Do what you got to do to figure it out. And sometimes it's going to cause sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice some things. Maybe you don't need them new clothes, them new shoes. Maybe you just give yourself a couple weeks, a month or two, however long you feel like it's going to take. And this is what I did too. I made a plan. I have a couple of bank accounts. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use this account for this. I'm going to use this account for that. I'm going to use that to put over here. And I'm going to use that. So you got to strategize. You got to figure it out. Do not let your situations consume you. As long as you got breath in your body, it's always going to be something that comes. It's always going to be something that comes. No matter what level, no matter what level you're at in your life, it's always going to be something on that level. However, it's up to you to master your emotions. And you master your emotions by taking in that breath and letting it go. Inhale it and let it go. Work on your nervous system. Sit up straight. Drink your water. Listen, bill collectors might be calling. People trying to get their money back. Oh, you owe me this, that, and the third. It's the money gonna come. It'll come. But don't let the phone calls intimidate you. Stop letting people, places, and things intimidate you. You got to become grounded within yourself. It has to make sense for you. It may not make sense to me what you got going on. It may not make sense to the next person what you got going on or how you trying to figure it out. All that matters is that you are trying to figure it out. You are making it work. And guess what? When you start putting in work for you, the universe has no other choice than to follow your lead. Once you plant something, somebody will come behind you and water it. And guess what? God's going to increase it. If you didn't know, God gives the increase. God sees that you're putting in the work. He sees that you're trying. But God is not going to honor it if you keep slipping back. You're going to keep going around the same circle. You're going to be in the same cycle. You're going to be in the same situation until you give it up. Somebody need to hear this. This may not be for everybody, but somebody need to hear this. Somebody need this word. Don't give up. I heard it's a song that says it's a fixed fight. You already won. Sitting down and breaking down is not going to change the situation. It's not going to change what you're going through. No matter how much I cried at night because I was given an illness that I never expected to come over my life, it never changed the fact that I still had to go through the process. And just going through cancer wasn't it. I went through hardship. I'm going to just put it like that. I went through hardship, and it just was not the cancer. I was still living. I still have children. 3 at that. And I thank God for those who stepped up and helped me along the way. God knows that I do. I am so grateful. But I'm just saying, I did not have time to stop. And I think my children felt like I was okay. Like the cancer wasn't aggressive, but my children were still there looking for me to show up. Mommy, I need you to pick me up from this place around this time. Mommy, I need to go to the store because I got to get this. Mommy, fees is due for that. I got a 4-year-old. He want to play. He want to run around. He ain't thinking about, he knew what I had going. When he saw me with my chemo bag on, he'd be like, Mommy, you sick? He would say, Mommy, are you sick? Yes, son. I can't do too much today. Some days all I can do is lay down. And tell my older children, y'all, pay attention to him. Deal with him right now because I don't have the strength to do it. Most of the days that I would work in the morning, and in the evening, as soon as them clients was gone and I picked my son up, I take a shower and get in my bed. That was my life. That was my evenings. Sleep, resting. Because I could not do much. I had a whole cord hanging out of my arm. I had to walk around. It was a little book bag that I had to have, a fanny pack or whatever, with chemo in. 24/7. I could not take this bag off. If I did take it off, which that was never recommended for me to do, I could only be off of it for 4 hours or my whole chemo cycle would start over. So I had to walk around with this bag. Sometimes the where it was inserted, it still hurts to the touch. I'm still healing. This cord went from my arm all the way up to my heart. And I'm walking around with that bag every day. Afraid that if it slipped off the bed, it might pull out my arm. And I had to get this thing inserted in my arm 4 different times. And that's not normal. My body just didn't react correctly to the adhesive. And before it got infected, they went ahead and just moved it to another spot on my arm. I went through that 4 times. And like I said, walking around with a chemo bag on 24/7. I had 2 weeks off. And once some 2 weeks was up, I went through another 4 weeks. I can't remember right now while I'm thinking about it how many months it was. But it was a cycle. But even going through all of that, I could not give up. I still had to show up. But I started working on my breathing, and it started in the hospital. I said, you know what? I can't do anything. There's nothing that I can do. So I had to work on not being anxious. I had to work on my breathing. Drinking more water, paying attention to me. When I say pay attention to me, this was the first time in my life, and now still is the first time in 36 years of my life where am focusing totally on me. Yes, I still have my children. They still need attention, but I'm giving my time, I'm giving myself space too. I have time for myself too. They know when my room door closed, hey, y'all better go figure it out. Because you got everything you need. Don't come stressing me. Leave me alone. Figure it out. My children are 16, 14, and 4. Them older 2, y'all been doing this for a while. You in the house. You're good. But don't give up, y'all. Stay focused. It's going to get hard. It is going to be rough. But if you have that knowing on the inside of you that you're going to make it through, you're going to be all right. You good. You're going to be good. Stop stressing over the things you can't change. And that's all I want to give to y'all. And my energy isn't as high today. I'm tired. I'm tired. I rode to Moncks Corner today. South Carolina, rode to Moncks Corner. From where I live, it's about 30 minutes. And I don't want to say I got lost, but I got lost. Because I made a turn that I don't normally make. And my first instinct normally would have been to panic. However, I felt the feeling come a little bit, but I was like, no, let me take my time and find this GPS and do what I got to do. And then not only did I put the address in the GPS, I started to see more clearly where I was. Why, you may ask? Because I did not panic. I gave myself time to sit, think, and act. And that's all I'm saying to you. Sit, think, and then act. And once you do them 3 things, and you got to practice this every day now. Once you do those 3 things, you're going to be all right. I love y'all. Be good.